Hey guys, this is Miriam at High Life Auto. I am out doing a video test drive on a 2012 Jeep Patriot. If you've never been on my video test drives before, the way it works is I drive the vehicle on video and I tell you what I see, hear, think, smell, and feel to give you the best indication of being in the driver's seat without actually being in the driver's seat. I'm not a mechanic and this is not meant to be a 182-point inspection. Rather, it's meant to be a sneak peek into how the vehicle drives and any potential issues I notice as we're going along. So, we'll take a look around the vehicle, we'll take a look under the hood, and then we'll go for a drive. And we've had this one for a while because we were waiting on a title. Some big long story, and so I just pulled it out, got the battery charged, and got it kind of a little bit cleaned up. Still needs cleaned up some, but here we go. We'll see what we've got. All right, 2012 Jeep Patriot. It's got a little bit of character marks on it. If you've seen the original cars, Tomater calls his dents and rust character marks. So here we've got a dent back here, and they've got some white duct tape to make it blend in, but there's definitely a character mark there. Barely a little bit of rust starting there, but it is starting, so just something to be aware of. Rear tires are probably about 40%. Down here, it looks like you're just maybe missing a bottom trim piece. You see right there where the driver's side one is, and there's not one on the passenger side, or on the passenger door. And it looks like there was something going on here. I don't know what it is. But something hit there, some dent and some rust, and then maybe bumper card here. They've got another mirror on here. It's obviously not the factory mirror, but hey, it works. But there's some stuff there. You could probably pick up a fender and fix most of that for probably about $100, $150. If you wanted to do the door too, you could, but I think the door is kind of minor. So the front tires are probably similar, so probably around the 35-40% area. We've got, let's open this door. This is the limited, so it's going to have a little bit higher package. You've got the black leather. The driver's seat always is more worn usually than the rest. It's not bad, but it does have a little bit more wear. This person did have a dog that I have not gotten vacuumed, so if you're highly allergic to dogs, either factor in the cost of a good detailing, or this is not the option for you. But it does have that room in the back, and the seats do go down for storage if you want. Backside looks pretty decent. You've got a little bit of that chrome tape kind of bubbling up a little bit. Chrysler just uses chrome tape is the best description I have for it, and it always bubbles up. And the passenger side looks pretty good, and the front end looks pretty decent. So really your driver's side is the worst area. And then we get this popped with my one hand. Okay, it's a heavy hood. Okay, here's your motor under here. It's the 2.4 liter. It is an older battery, but since I've charged it, it's started up every time I've tried to start it, so that's good news. Alright, in we go, and we'll see what we've got. Alright, we've got 144,000 miles on here. I've had it on for very long, so we're not quite up to temperature. Tire pressure light is on. I don't think the tires are low, because I aired them up the other day. I can double check the pressure and just see, but that's probably just a sensor would be my guess. The check engine light is on, and I wanted to show you this. So because the battery was dead, so this is what happens a lot of times. This is why I clear the codes to start with. So you'll see on here, so there's a lot of red there, and that scares a lot of people. So this is why I clear it. So battery voltage low, CAN bus C circuit open, and all this sets, this one might be an actual code, intake air temperature circuit high. But a lot of this, battery disconnected. So it sets the code. CAN B bus, this is battery voltage low. Satellite mismatch. So some of this is, but all of it, it turns red and it freaks people out because it's like, oh my gosh, it's red, and red means bad. It signals something in your brain to freak out. And so all those lights are on because the battery was dead. And so So I'm clearing it, and then we'll see what comes back after we drive. And some of them may come back. Like I imagine the intake air thing will come back. The radio something mismatch may come back. I don't know what that is, but I'm trying to program Sirius to get Sirius going. I sent a code to get it going, but it has not sent yet. So it should. If not, we'll just do the radio, and we'll make sure that the radio works. So we'll just do that and just 1017.
Right there on the board.
There we go. So the radio does work. I'm just trying to get Sirius working. So there's that. You do have the radio that works. Let's go back to Sirius and see if that will program in while we're going. So I've got the heat on, and it is blowing hot. We will attempt to do AC and see what we can find out. Oh, and it does have that. That's pretty common. So you've got these actuators, which are like little gears or doors inside your dash, and they open and close to switch between, here when you switch between head and foot, or when you switch between heat and air, or when you switch. And so they open and close to do things. And so sometimes when your car gets older, when they're switching, they just kind of get stuck and they go, and then eventually they do it. That's what you're hearing. You're hearing the door go. If you wanted to, you could change the actuator. They're like $7 on Amazon. They're not expensive. They're not super hard to do. They take time is what they do, because you gotta, a lot of times you have to take off the dash. Sometimes you can get away with taking off just this radio thing and getting it back there, but it just takes time. I don't ever mess with it, because all it is just an annoying little click, whatever. So that's all that is. We got heated seats. Like I said, it's a limited, so it's got a few more things on it. Heated seats seem to work. I've just got mine on. It feels warmer. It's not like burning hot, but it feels warmer than it should be. We got your driver's side window. That works. Passenger side window also works. Rear passenger side window works. And rear driver's side window works. Okay, so we will put my seatbelt on. And we'll go for a drive. Alright, let's see how this thing drives. Alright, so we've got the rescan. Let's see where we're going. We've got the intake air temperature sensor back. Sorry, I'm trying to drive. And we've got the secondary oil pressure sensor back and the battery disconnect. That one's still a stored code. So I did a little bit of Google research on that real quick. So that is, it's a stored code, which means it's not active, but so when the battery gets disconnected, the TCM and the PCM kind of lose contact with each other. They stop talking, and it realizes there's a problem. So two things. So now it's like it's not connected, it's not talking to each other anymore. And so two things. It could be a connection issue, and it might need a new TCM, which I was doing a little bit of research, like $88 on eBay, so they're not that bad. Or could need cleaned, like the wires and stuff could just be messing up and like just not able to communicate because it's all messed up. Or the math sensor could be getting in the way because it's dirty. So a couple of little things that could be just messing up communication is the issue. When the battery was disconnected and all that, that's what it's a communication issue is what the problem is, which kind of fits right in with today. Everybody has communication issues. Nobody knows how to communicate. But so that kind of manifests itself. Going up the hill, it was just kind of a little bit, little sluggish, I guess. I don't know if that's really the word. It just took a little bit more power. And you can see if you watch your RPMs, you'll see it's running a little bit higher than it should. It's a CVT transmission, so it's a little bit different than what you'd normally expect. It's not going to be like your normal transmissions that go up and shift down, go up and shift down, go up and shift down. They just build pressure until you let go of the gas, and then they'll shift down. And then if you push on the gas, they build pressure, and then they shift down. And so it's kind of it's a different kind of transmission, and a lot of people, they don't understand exactly how they work, and I don't exactly understand how they work, and I've been a dealer for a long time. But here on flat ground, like, it's driving really well, like it's driving smooth. I don't hear any suspension noise. The only difference I see is just, I think it's revving a little bit higher than it should, and the only reason I notice it is just because I've driven a lot of vehicles. I don't know that many other people would notice it, except that they'd notice the RPM gauge going higher than they expect, but they would expect to see, you know, it going up and going down, going up and going down. So I think, I mean, it drives really well. I don't hear any suspension noise. The brakes are really good. So it's driving really well. I think we just have that communication error. So it probably needs a little bit of work, a little bit of inspection. Maybe it could be as easy as cleaning some wires and stuff. I think I'm in the way of this guy. Cleaning some wires and stuff. Or it might need, you know, a $100 part. And it doesn't. Just Googling it and looking on eBay, it did not look like a difficult job. I'm gonna kind of add it to my list, but I don't know if it's gonna get done. It's kind of on the bottom of my list. Right now I'm working on a turbo, and I just don't know when it will get done. So we'll check our turn signals. Left turn signal works, right turn signal works, our windshield wipers work, and our fluid works. We'll check our cruise. Let's see, let's pull out here. I'll just kind of show you, and for those of you who don't know how a CVT transmission works, so it's pretty common so you press on the gas, and it just kind of holds wherever you hold the gas. And so I'm just pressing on the gas, and it holds right there. So if I release the gas, it goes down, and that's just because CVT transmissions are built on like fluid and pressure instead of the different way that our normal transmissions are, that we normally think of. So, man, I'm tired today. Okay, let's turn our cruise on and set the cruise. Well, see, and it went into overdrive, see, because we set the cruise right there, and it's running right about 2 RPM. So that's doing what it should do. It goes into overdrive just fine. So even if you got it up into overdrive and you put the cruise on, you'd be just fine. I think it's just kind of getting it up into overdrive. It's just not communicating the right way, kind of not telling it maybe exactly when to do what it's supposed to do, or it's just not, I don't know, it's just not communicating the right way. It's just not like a husband and wife, you know, when they're not talking to each other the right way. Those of you who are married will get it, because those of you who are still dating will be like, yeah, no, we always get along, we never fight. Just wait till you're married. Anyways, my husband never watches these videos, so he won't understand either. Anyways, I know that there's probably a lot of questions, and I probably did not answer any of them because I rambled on about a lot of things. But I think what we have here is, I think we've got a really good vehicle that just needs a little bit of work. And I mean, I think it could be driven right now. I think that you could get in and drive it and it would be just fine. But I do think that it needs a little bit of work to make it a long-term vehicle. Like if you wanted to get in and drive it to California, I think you could once you get it repaired. Right now, I think you could tow it around town in it. I think you could, you know, go from here to Burlington in it, that kind of thing, and just drive it around and you'd be fine in it. But I think just do a little bit more research. That code does not seem like a detrimental code at all. It's got low miles. It seems like a really decent vehicle. It just needs a little bit of love. So If you have any questions, I can try and answer them. I'll probably give you another 15-minute soapbox. I don't know. But my cell phone is 309-267-7200. Thanks, guys.